Hello, first graders. I hope you all are doing well. Today is Tuesday, April 7th. And we have our 100 days worksheet. Today, does anyone know what the next number would be? Here it is, 82. So make sure to write 82 on your 100 days worksheet. You can even pause the video, get your blue pencil, and write 82. Then when you're done with that, we'll move on to the next thing. So the next thing we have is to remember some of our sight words that we learned yesterday, or maybe even all of them. So let's start with this one. And when we remember this one, first we'll spell it, and then we'll tap our chins. We'll say the word, and then tap our chins for each letter, and then say the word again. So we have about. It's A-B-O-U-T. About. Now, do this with me. We'll say about with our hands to our sides, and then tap our chin as we spell it. About. A-B-O-U-T. About. Let's do that again. About. Tap your chin. A-B-O-U-T. About. Now we'll do another word. An. A-N, an. This time we'll tap our nose. So say it first. An. Tap your nose. A-N, an. Again. An. Tap your nose. A-N, an. Next word. It's a number. Does anyone remember? One. This time we'll tap your toes, so get your hands down to your toes. And here we go. One. O-N-E, one. Let's do it again. One. Tap your toes. O-N-E, one. Next number. What is it? I bet you're remembering right now. 2. The number 2. This time we will karate chop our arm and then brush off the wood chips. So here we go. Get your karate choppers ready. 2. Chop. T-W-O. 2. Again. 2. Chopper ready. T-W-O. 2. And last but not least is another number. You guessed it, probably 3. For this one, we will tap our ears. So first we'll say it. Here we go. 3. Now tap your ears. T-H-R-E-E, 3. We'll do it again. 3. T-H-R-E-E, 3. Now, just to see what we remember, I'm going to throw out some of them we've already done before. Okay, what do you think this one is? Did you say and? Yes. All right, how about, ooh, this one's kind of tough. Okay, here we go. What is it? Did you say was? Excellent. Was. Next one. Remember that one? That. That is that. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm going to pick a hard one. I don't know. This one might be kind of hard. Let's try it. Got it? His. That is his. This was a newer-ish one. We did this when we were still in school. What's that one? All. That's A-L-L. All. All of it. And let's pick a couple more. Oh, here's a good one. I mean, they're all good, but this might be a bit hard. Remember that one? They. They. Now, what if we take the Y off? Now what is it? The. Exactly. And this is not a number, but it sounds like a number when you say it. Which one is it? 4. Good. All right. We'll move on. And while I'm putting all of our flashcards back together, I'd like you to think about the story that you heard yesterday. What was that story about? Let's see if you can remember who was in the story. Can you picture who was in the story? Can you picture where they were? Where might they have been? Can you picture what they were doing? All right. So first let's think of who was in the story yesterday. Did you say Willow and Ollie? Then you're right. It was Willow and Ollie. And you may have noticed that this is with us too. The pointer. So I'll be using that. And now you know what it is. So, Willow and Ollie were in the story. And what time of day was it? Was it evening? Was it morning? Maybe it was afternoon? Did you say morning? Because it was morning. And what were they eating? They were sitting there for breakfast. And they were eating some food. What food was it? Did you say hot dogs? Because that's not what they were eating. Did you say perhaps tamales? Because it wasn't that either. Did you say waffle? Yes, they did have waffle and something else. And if you said pie, that's not right. But if you said pancake, that's what it was. They were having waffle. And you're probably thinking, so many of you, that their mother had leftover batter and she added something to it. and it was berries. And she swirled it around and made some of those yummy pancakes, and they had a little bit of oil, a little bit of syrup on it. And then Willow and Ollie were eating those pancakes, and Willow said something about the pancakes. The pancakes reminded her of who? Did you say pine pot and peppercone? Because you're almost right then. It's not pine pot and peppercone, it's pine cone and pepper pot. And the pancakes reminded Willow. And Ollie said, but don't forget someone. Don't forget Tues, the fairy. And then the sun was shining beautifully outside, and they heard a sound outside. And it reminded Ollie of how Grandmother Earth knew they were staying home now. What was that sound, and what made that sound that reminded Ollie about Grandmother Earth? It was a little bird twittering outside. Like the little bird that whispered in Grandmother Earth's ear in the other story from last week, saying that the children were staying home now. And Ollie wondered perhaps it would be that bird that's whistling outside. So outside they went, and I think that Ollie had to help Willow with something in the kitchen first, because she'd already skipped out. And maybe you remember what Ollie helped Willow with. Willow had not rinsed her plate, right? So he helped her rinse her plate. And out he went and Willow was already gathering more of something in her skirt. What was that? The little green fruits. So Ollie started picking up more and putting them in his pocket. And then Willow had an idea, something to do with those little green fruits for fun. Some kind of, well, what might it have been? What do you think? It was to play a game. So she went inside while Ollie waited to get something, because they were sitting there on their patio, on their bricks, to do this. And she came back out with some things. I'll give you a moment to see if you can remember, if you can see in your mind what they might have been, those things that she had gotten. Well, she had gotten a board to write on, and pencils, and she got some paper. Do we remember what kind of paper it was? Something like this that we've seen at school. And she got something that you shake in your hand. Yes, dice. And she came out to explain the game. And they were going to take turns doing something with the dice. They would roll it and then add up the numbers that they were rolling. They would take turns doing that and see how many they got. Do you remember what Willow rolled? She rolled first. Yeah, she rolled a 5, and then she put plus, and then she rolled a 3. 5 plus 3 is 8, so 5 plus 3 equals 8, she wrote. We'll do this when we come back, but right now we're just remembering. And then Ollie rolled, and did he have more than 8 that time? He had more than 8. So he won the game, and that meant, or that round, and that meant that he got to keep one little green fruit. So that's the other thing they had with them, were those little green fruits. So now you're going to get your main lesson book, your yellow main lesson book. And the very last page we did, I'll put this down, the very last page was this. And I'd like you to turn past that page and go to the next blank page. So we did the minus with Willow and Ollie. And you're going to go to the next blank page. And on that page, you're going to use your crayons, your crayon roll. Oh, one crayon popped out there. And I'd like you to draw a border of any color you would like. Do you have to round the edges? No. But do make sure that your edges shout here on the inside so that it's a nice crisp border. So you'll make that border any color you want. And then on the inside, you get to decide what part of the story, Willow and Ollie's story that we just remembered right now, what part of the story that you would like to draw. So you'll stop this video, and the video, it'll actually end. And this will be the first part of main lesson. When you're done drawing your beautiful picture, taking care with the border and with drawing Willow and Ollie, and maybe they're eating breakfast, maybe they're outside collecting fruit, or maybe in your picture they are sitting down playing the game. We'll see, because they went in to snack at the end. Then when you're done with that, then you can go, maybe your mom and dad have something else for you to do, but the next thing you would do with me is to go to the video that you see every day for the break time where we do songs and verses and the bean bags. And the first song is, these are whisper sounds from above. So that, you would go to that video and do that. And when you're done with that video and done doing anything else your mom and dad want, then you'll come to this lesson, the Tuesday, April 7th, second video. It'll be called part 2, and we'll work together for one more thing after that. So enjoy your drawing and enjoy your songs and beanbag time too, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.